with John Baird, player coach of MANDURAH City Football Club. Welcome to the podcast, the video podcast. So just quickly introduce yourself, what you do within the club.
Well, firstly, thanks for asking me on. Obviously, I know you mentioned this is the first time you've done it, so to be your first person on the podcast is quite happy and proud of it, so thanks for thinking of me. What do I do within the football club? Well, since I joined 4 seasons ago, this will be my 5th season. I've been a player, I've been the TD, and at the moment for the last 2 years I've been the player head coach. The last 2 seasons, so this is me moving into the 3rd season.
How's pre-season been so far for the team, and how's the team looking for this upcoming season?
The pre-season's been very relaxed. There was a lot of movement within the squad last year with boys moving on and stuff like that, so it's a lot of these bedding themselves in and trying to get to know the surroundings and everybody else's capabilities and personality and stuff like that, so it's just been quite relaxed, to be honest. But it's been good, been enjoyable, good bunch of boys.
When did pre-season start for the club?
We started in the first week in January.
It's been six weeks.
6 weeks, yeah. We'll always come back in the first week in December and do our testing and stuff like that to see where we are. If the boys are at the right sort of, I would say, grade, we won't need to be in before Christmas. So every year it's been fine. So that's why we don't start till January. I think it's a long enough season. Obviously, being down in Manchester as well, we've got a few boys that are travelling and stuff like that, so I'm all wary about that. So it's always worked well for us, so long way to continue. Yeah.
And you have a game, Calamunda today? Yeah. How are you feeling with the team, and what kind of result are you looking out of the game?
I'm very confident in my group of players. We've still got a bit to add, as in boys are still to make their way over. There's a few boys away as well, so. But it gives everybody else an opportunity to show what they can do. It's the first time we've had the night series in a right few years. I couldn't put an exact time on it, but it's good to have it in Mandurah, because I think it becomes a long time since you actually playing your own pitch, and to have it here tonight I'm very grateful to the club for getting it over the line.
Yeah, it's great for the community, and even I love it for myself, because a few games down here in the night, so you don't just come down for one game, you come down for a couple.
Yeah,
I like that from the night series as well.
Yeah, I think it's a very good competition. Obviously, it reminds me a wee bit back home where they would start the League Cup section before you would play the season. You would get 3 games and then you could progress into the quarter-final of the League Cup. So it was always, I felt it was always a good thing. So it's a bit different here where everybody's playing on the games that played on one pitch. But I suppose it's just the way it is financially, and it's good for travelling, and it's all in place, isn't it?
Yeah. What are you looking for out of the night series? So how far are you planning on progressing in it, and what's the goal and for the night series? I
actually got asked this question yesterday when I done a radio interview, and it was, what's your target for winning for the night series? Well, last year we had a team that was already in place the year before, so I felt at that stage we want to go and win it, and that was the target, and that's what I put into the group of players. Now, this year we want to win the first game, and we want to win the next game, and whatever game it is we're in, we want to win it. It doesn't mean we don't want to win the competition. We've won it twice for the last 3 years, so. But I'm not silly enough to put expectations on a team that's only been together really for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think we can go and win the competition, definitely.
Yeah. Given the past few years, what would you grade as a passing mark for the team? How far do you kind of expect them to get into the competition?
A passing grade, I would say performances.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't think you can judge it on results. I think if we could go out here tonight and play absolutely shocking. It's not good enough. But we could play brilliant. If you play brilliant, I know we're going in the right direction, right? We'll win a game. I know we're going in the right direction, and if we continue to play brilliant, we win more games than not. If we play poorly and win the game, I would be concerned. So it's
just making sure you play the game. You'll win every single game. Yeah.
We just be the way we are, and I'll be happy if they play it the way we've set them up.
With regards to the season, how far are you expecting your team to go? Obviously, the last 2 seasons just missed out on promotion and finished top 2, I believe, past couple of seasons as well.
Yeah.
So what are you expecting from the team this season?
I'm quietly confident with the group of players I've got. I've got a lot of, I would say, and this isn't on anybody else, because last year and the year before we were absolutely fantastic. We were a minute away from winning the league. Some people say 3 minutes, some people say a minute, but at the end of the day we're still no winning the league. But that's how close we got. We won the night series as well. We've done well in the State League Cup. So I don't want to diss any of the boys when I'm saying this, but I think we've got a lot of experience in the dressing room this year. Maturity, people with responsibilities that have got wives and kids and that. I think over the course of a season, I think that helps, and we were maybe a wee bit lacking in that when we went to the end to go and win the league. I'm still an inexperienced coach as well, so I'm still learning. But I think with the experience we've got this year, it will definitely help us, and most importantly, it will help the players in the dressing room, and that's why we went for it.
Before the season starts, do you sit down with your team and kind of tell them what your expectations are for the season, or do you just tell them this is the way we want to play and just expect them?
The expectations, I told them that the first time I met them. There's probably, I would say, about 12, 13 boys that have been in here when I was their teammates. So they knew what it was like as a teammate, never mind as a coach.
Yeah.
When we meet in the first week in December, everybody gets their expectations, and that's not just the first team, that's the full Saturday group, that's 18s, reserves and the first team, so everybody knows what's expected of them. As in what way we want to play and all the rest of it, I don't really change for anybody.
Yeah.
We just want to go and win football games and we play a certain way. Gambler isn't the right word, because I don't actually gamble, but well, I used to gamble, but I don't really gamble now. I like to take chances, so
yeah,
we may as well just go for it. And then if it doesn't happen, well, at least we gave it a go. So I'm no safe at all. So I would probably say we go for it. That would be the way my team will be, and that's my personality.
Yeah, they've played really attractive football. I really like the way they've played compared to other teams in the league. It's been very, very good, and I think it will do well in the NPL if you get promoted again.
Well, again, that was something that I spoke about yesterday, and it was the calibre of players that we've been able to bring to this football club is get internationals. We've got people who played in Champions League, we've got people who's played in Saudi, Asia, or the rest of the stuff. That's what's going to help the league grow. It'll help the club grow, and it'll also help the younger players at the club. And with the experience, for where I came into where it is now, and it's not about me, because the club, obviously I go to sign the players, but if the club wasn't progressing the way it is, the boys wouldn't even come near it. I know that as myself, as I class myself as a professional, but as a professional, you wouldn't come into it if it was in a certain environment. So that's the big positive.
Yeah.
Where the club's going and where we're heading.
Yeah. How confident are you in your first team depth for this coming season?
Very confident. I'll be honest, because of the amount of bodies that left now, I think we'd probably the best pool of players that this region's had for a long time. They were young, and you can see that where the players moved on to. Some of them went to the NPL, one went back to Perth Glory, which I think he was 17, 18, Sam Byrne. I think that's the best decision for him. Not that I don't want people in at the football club, but he's going to train 4 days a week.
Yeah.
He left Glory, came here for 17, he came here for 17, 18 months, won a league, won 2 cups and came second twice, and played with adults and played with men, so that will help him going back to that environment, definitely. So if that was my son, that's what I would like to do. I'm quite happy that he's come in here and then goes back to that environment, and they would take him back. We've got a boy that went to Melbourne and stuff like that, so when I think of what we've brought in, I was concerned at the very beginning, but how we've recruited again speaks volume for the club. I think because where we are in WA, we have to go overseas to try and get players in, and the standard that we've brought in is a lot better than what I anticipated when I've seen them in training.
Yeah, so when it comes to player recruitment, are you taking an active recruitment focus? Are you going out there and approaching certain players to fill positions, or are you kind of waiting for players to come to you?
No. My phone doesn't stop. it's constant. It's FaceTimes. It's up at crazy hours. It's just because where we are, and we're a bit away for everybody. So everybody thinks we're at the end of the moon. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to think outside the box.
Yeah.
And that takes time. But this boy Dylan said that was done fairly quickly, 3 months. If that's a deal done very quickly, when we were signing boys a couple of years ago, or last year, it was done in like a week.
Yeah.
So that was a sort of that's been the process. There's one of the players that we've actually signed. It's probably been like a year's, I wouldn't say a year's talking, but just casual building a relationship and stuff like that. Because if you're signing pros, they need your trust.
Yeah.
And you've got to earn their trust. So it takes time to sign players. I'd imagine other managers are in the same boat and stuff like that. But I don't want to bring anybody into a football club that I wouldn't want to play with, and that's the way I do it.
Yeah, absolutely. With regards to yourself and your playing future, in end of last season, last few games, you were coaching from the sidelines, not taking an active playing role. What can we expect from you this season?
That was down to injury. I got attack on as I done my medial ligament, so I've been rehabbing that. That was the second last game of the season, so I've actually not played a competitive. Well, played 2 pre-season friendlies. Well, played 30 minutes, and then I think I played 90 the following time. So everything's going well. But my age, 38 years of age, of injuries like that take a wee bit longer than normal. So we'll see. It's going. I'm quite happy the way it's going. I get asked this question all the time. You're going to play next year, and to be honest, it sort of annoys me, because how can I say this without being arrogant? Well, if somebody's better than me, I'll step away.
Yeah.
That's it. And I know people will be going, I didn't say that, but that was my attitude as a player.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to my coaches, and I've got coaches that are very honest with me, because I'm very honest with them, very honest with a group of players. Pete I've known since I landed in the country. He was my assistant manager, and if I wasn't doing the business, he'd be telling me, you need to step away, or you're on the bench, or whatever. We'll have the talk. So if it comes to that, that's the way it is. Whatever's best for the team, but if it means I'm the better option for that day, well, I'll need to play it the same as everybody else.
Yeah. When it comes to yourself playing, do you kind of just choose yourself, or are you talking to the other coaches as to, like, do you think I'm still the best option for the position?
Oh no, I talk to the coaches. On that. I've got my opinion, but I'm quite open to asking everybody's. We've got 4 coaches in here: Lee, myself, Zach, and Pete. And even last year when it was Grayson, Brooksy, and Tuffy, I consistently ask people's opinions, and then I'll make a decision on it. At the end of the day, it's my call, but very rarely have I went against anybody's wishes. No wishes. Opinion, 3 of them or 2 of them are saying, no, I think we go with this. I go, right, okay then. So it's no that it's my way of highway. It's just a bit.
Yeah, it's your way.
I think you've got. If I'm training, you're watching things. You see things different from me, so it's a good balance. I know I speak to a lot of people back home who've done it before, and they say it's not. I don't think you can do it. It's play and manage, but I look at it as well. If I'm going to play, I would rather play with somebody that I enjoy playing with. So obviously, I enjoy playing under myself, so I may as well just do both.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you sat down with the club and had a chat about what the long-term goals are for the club, in and off the field?
Well, when I did, obviously we've changed committee this year. When I was president, we did have the conversations and stuff like that, but it's been a new committee, and we've not actually sat around the table and got to that. But I'm really close with Ian, who's the vice president, and Gary, who's the president. So we talk all the time, daily and all that. But as in long term, we've not had conversations. But it's a season. I look at it as a game at a time, and they've obviously looked at it as a year at a time. So there's no drama. I'm not going anywhere anyway. As
a coach, it's your job to go one game at a time, but they got to think about the club off the field.
Honestly, I couldn't. When I went and done all my badges and stuff like that, they were told you don't go to the club, you go to the board, they would call it back in Scotland. You pick the committee, the president. Actually, and I've been very, very lucky that I've been able to do it the way I would like to do it. I've never had any interference, and people putting signs onto me or this or why you playing him. Never ever has anybody ever said so. I'm lucky as a young coach and manager.
Yeah. Have the team talked about NPL? If you get promoted this season, are you then starting the discussion for NPL, or have you talked about what the club's goals are in the NPL already now? So, are we set up for NPL here at Mandurah?
I would say so. That's me looking at it. I know in depth where it takes a fair bits and bobs of what it actually takes to be in the NPL, but you've got to win the league to get that. You've got to win the playoffs to get that. So.